busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Bryan White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, Clancy?
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
The sun must be coming in just right. Your room looks very golden.
Oh, nice. It's my special lighting that I set up for my special podcast days.
Really?
No.
No. You had me there. I actually believed you. Okay, moving on.
That's awesome.
Brian's so gullible. Okay, moving right along. We are going to talk today about, I'm going to give, I said 31, but I think I'll give at least 30, if not more, 30, at least 30 tips on how to get better sleep. How's your sleep?
It's very cyclical. It's mercurial, like the thermometer.
What does that mean?
Mercurial. It goes up, it goes down. It's good, it's bad. It's good, it's bad.
How was it
It's
last
all over
night?
the place. Last night was great. I slept like a zombie last night.
What does great sleep look like? I mean, how do you know it was great?
Okay, well, here's the problem. And my husband and I had this conversation this morning because it takes me 72 hours in bed to get 6 hours of sleep.
Okay.
I'm being dramatic, obviously. But he was saying, we spend too many hours trying to get sleep. And in other words, he feels like we need to either get up earlier or go to bed later. Because we're striving to get more sleep. I don't know if I can explain this. We're spending too much time laying there trying to sleep and not sleeping.
Gotcha. Okay. So some of the tips that we're going to go over today help you go to sleep faster, right? Help you go to sleep faster. And then once you're asleep, they help you sleep more soundly, get you into deep sleep within about the first 30 minutes of being asleep. You go into deep sleep, hopefully, for 30 to 60 minutes, and then spend the rest of the night in REM and light sleep, which is still good. REM and light sleep are great places for us to be too. We're not just going to be in deep sleep for hours on end. That just doesn't happen. But we don't want to miss out.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what is the difference between REM and light?
Yeah, good question. And I'm not an expert. So, REM, rapid eye movement, that is when your body is experiencing, that's normally like when we're in dreams. Our body is experiencing replaying life, or dreaming of, or thinking of new life, or something hasn't happened. All those things are in REM sleep. And in fact, your muscles shut down because it's when sometimes you can kind of start to come out of REM sleep and it feels like you're having an out of body experience, so that you actually become a little bit lucid, but your body won't move. And the reason why your body won't move is because if it could move, then in your dream or whatever thought you're having during REM sleep, it would actually like cause you to jump and fall out of bed. So, but that's REM sleep. And light sleep, I'm not an expert. I honestly can't tell you the difference between the two. I do know that in deep sleep happens usually between the first 30 and 60 minutes of being asleep, as long as we go to sleep before a certain time. If you go to bed too late, you then won't spend much time in deep sleep. But the biggest benefit to deep sleep is that is when human growth hormone is released. So for everyone wanting to gain muscle and lose fat, HGH is the way to do it. And it happens in deep sleep. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So if you want to know, there's a book called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. Right here. Why We Sleep. Highly recommend it. If you want to know anything more about sleep, get this book. And ever since he started studying sleep, the first thing he did was he stopped drinking alcohol. Um, and it wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
it was just that the studies were so clear that alcohol consumption at any time of day, but especially at night, have a significantly negative impact on our sleep amount and on our sleep quality. Even though it is a sedative and can put you to sleep sometimes faster, the sleep quality is not very good, and we have a tendency to wake up too soon. So we'll get into
Hmm.
that. That will be in one of our 30 plus tips. So here's our tip number one. Tip number one: set a reminder to start your bedtime routine, not just your bedtime. But what's the first thing you do in your bedtime routine?
Well, I mean, how soon, at what time are you setting your reminder? Like an hour before bed? Are you
It can
saying,
depend. It can depend. For most of us, I'd like, if you don't have a bedtime routine, or don't have an alarm, if you don't have a bedtime, then I recommend setting a bedtime and then just starting your routine 5 minutes before your bedtime. Where
oh, okay, five
but
minutes.
my little watch goes off, it starts buzzing, and I go brush my teeth,
Oh,
right? And then
oh,
that's
I see.
bedtime routine. We'll talk more about bedtime routines in this as more tips.
Okay.
So just start with just 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. But if we start adding in, baths, then your bedtime routine may be an hour long. But most of the people listening to this podcast don't have an hour to spend just getting ready for bed.
Oh, okay. All right. So what do? I always read before bed,
Okay.
but I read longer than 5 minutes. So,
Okay.
but I would say that's probably my routine. I mean, that's after, of course, I brush my teeth and all that stuff.
Okay. So those things are part of your routine. We want a routine that just tells our body it is now time to go to bed, or it's now time, your body, bedtime is coming, sleep time is coming.
Okay. The problem I have right now is my husband likes to watch TV while I'm trying to, and
Yeah.
he's over here watching, whatever. And I'm
And then
like, please turn the TV off.
what book do you read? What type of book do you read?
I read all kinds of books. Like right now I'm reading like a love story.
Okay, good. Yeah, fiction works better.
So
Fiction works better. Nonfiction, something that is making you think. Like that's the opposite of trying to sleep, right?
yeah.
Right. So we don't want a self-help book. We don't want a book on how to be a better manager or a better colleague or a better spouse, or those are how to work out, right? Those are not the books that we want to be reading. We want to be reading, oh, this sweet little love story about people falling in love and living
Aww.
ever after.
Or Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker.
Or Mad Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. Yeah. So after we set our start a reminder to start our bedtime routine, we want to create a bedtime routine. And I like for people to start with just brushing your teeth, right? And then we can have it stack on top of that. But the moment that I want to start thinking about bedtime, I just go brush my teeth. Right? That tells my body, hey, we're headed in that direction.
Okay.
And I'm going to
I
wash
heard
my face. That's my number three. I'm going to brush my teeth, and
uh,
then I'm going to wash my face.
good, good. Put on your nighttime mask, face mask.
That can be part of the routine. It's no longer, it used to be part of my routine, but then it made my forehead bigger. You see, I was like, okay, no, we don't, the forehead is big enough. We don't need to do that anymore. So we're not going to put the mask on. And then it just got to be, took up so much of the mask of me exfoliating my forehead that this is why I look down at the camera when I do this. I need to, no, this
This
is,
is why I look up.
yeah. So set a reminder, start my bedtime routine, create a bedtime routine. I'm going to start brushing my teeth. I'm then going to wash my face. I'm then going to lay out my clothes for tomorrow. So I lay out two sets of clothes. I lay out my workout clothes because I'm going to do that first. And then I wear my work clothes, which for me are just another, or my nice set of workout clothes. At one point I did come to the gym in khakis and khaki shorts, and people were like freaked out. Like, why? Why would you do that? You're not a golfer. Go Go put on your gym shorts.
I like the outfits Celeste bought you. I think that's good.
I always like the outfits Celeste buys me. So after I lay out my clothes, I'm then going to sit in a deep squat for 5 minutes. Anyone who has heard my story, I started CrossFit in 2015. Wow, that was almost 8 years ago. And I could not squat below parallel. I couldn't even sit in a squat. And so I would just sit there in a squat holding the bedpost to keep, or else I'd have fallen over backwards. Holding the bedpost to keep me up. And over time, like my muscles would relax and they would just, and I would sink. And I would just put a book out. I'd lay it on the floor or in a timer, 5-minute timer on my phone. And I would read while in that semi-squatted position. And over time, my hip flexors in particular would relax and I would sink in. And that really helped me improve my mobility too. So we have set a reminder, create a bedtime routine, wash your face, lay out my clothes, sit in a deep squat. That's 5. I'm now going to journal my gratitude, and this is not complicated. I do not do a complicated journal. It is, I am grateful for. That's it. I am grateful for, and then blank. And that blank is anywhere from 1 to 10 words. I am grateful for my podcast with Clancy. I am grateful.
Amen, brother.
I am grateful for the clothes my wife bought me, right? I am grateful for Toro, my dog, right? It's not super complicated. I don't go into this full page journal writing. I'm just trying to go to bed with a positive thought in my mind. Next, I'm going to keep my pen and paper by my bed because your brain is designed to solve problems. It is not designed to store information. And so what happens is we lay awake at night or we're tossing and turning and some idea pops into our head. And then we get stressed out because we have to remember this for the morning so that we can then deal with it. And stress and help your brain go to sleep. If you then roll over, grab the pen and scribble out a few words to remind you of that thought. So that's why I keep pen and paper by my bed.
I like that one. That's good.
Next, we're going to do a mind body scan. We're going to perform a mind body scan. Have we talked about that before, Clancy?
Okay. You said that your baseball coach did this with y'all. Football.
Yeah, 9th grade.
And I actually tried this the other night. I was having like, you know how when you're lying there and your feet are like restless and you're just like, so I remembered you said that. And so I did it. And I like squeezed my toes. You know, I started at my toes, squeeze, relax.
He did tighten your toes, relax.
It works.
Relax.
Yes. I'm squeezing my toes right now. It really works.
Yeah, so tighten your toes, tighten your feet, tighten your calves, knees, quads, butt, abs, chest, arms, hands, neck, and head. And you just tighten it and relax, tighten it and relax. And in my experience, I don't make it past, I start at the bottom and work my way up. And I very rarely make it up past my waist. I don't make it up to my upper body before I'm asleep.
It really works.
Yeah.
It really does. Especially for restless feet.
Yeah, and we'll have another podcast just on this, so we can, because it's tremendous. It's great for going to sleep, and it's great for reducing stress. Next is when you're laying awake and you can't go to sleep. I think you were having this problem earlier. Think of something trivial. So for me, I think of one of two things. I think about either playing golf. Like I think about my last round of golf and just all the shots I took, and I go in order starting on the first hole. And I just kind of walk through and I think about what I did and I think about what a perfect shot would have felt like. The second thing I think about is I think about how I can play Madden football better. And so, see, that's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous to spend any time thinking about that. But that's what helps me go to sleep. If I'm thinking about an actual problem, right? If I'm trying to
Right.
solve an actual problem, that's going to keep me awake.
Hmm.
Don't think about trying to solve a real problem. So try to solve make believe problems.
So true. So true. Yes.
So those are the two things I think of, either playing golf or getting better at Madden football.
I'm
Um,
trying to think, what could I think of that's trivial, because I don't play Madden football and I don't golf.
you
So
can think
what
about
could
Goose.
a girl think of?
Think about your puppy.
Think about Goose and his cow dog training
Yeah, think
program.
about his cow dog training, right? It's something you think about, but
Yes.
that important.
Okay.
It's not
Okay,
like
got it.
it's not. I mean, it's fun for you, and the dog's cute. I don't think about you. You thinking of a cute dog is not going to keep you awake. I think that's going to help you go to sleep.
That's a good one. Okay. I'm
Okay.
writing all this down.
After
Okay.
thinking of something trivial, do you have a sound machine? I mean, I know
I
you
do have a sound
live
machine.
out in the middle of
I
nowhere.
love
So
it.
yeah, we have a sound machine.
Um, Although it's pretty noisy out here. When I first met my husband and visited his parents, who lived a mile from where I live, and I stayed downstairs in the grandmother bedroom. And the next morning, when we all got up for breakfast, I went out there and I was like, "How do y'all sleep out here? It's in the country." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I said, "It's so loud. It's so loud out here." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" But the tree frogs and all the noises outside, I was like blown away at how noisy it was. And now I don't hear it at all.
Okay. Yeah,
But it
we have
is,
a sound machine. Every kid has a sound machine. We have a sound machine. We even remember now, we've gotten out of in the practice and the habit of it, to take it with us when we go on vacation. So it's in the
that's
hotel.
smart.
Yeah.
What's your favorite setting? I like the rain setting.
Oh no, no, no. This is just
Oh,
it's
it's
just
just a,
yeah,
oh, okay. I have like the rain and the ocean where it's like,
yeah.
and the tide comes in, you're like,
Okay.
yeah, it's great.
Love it. Okay, so after the sound machine, temperature in your bedroom, what do you keep your temperature at?
At night before I go to bed, I turn it to 68.
Okay, so research for most people, research has shown that 65 degrees is the best temperature.
65?
Yes. So
My
65
husband would kill
degrees,
me because
you're
he's
under,
frozen.
but you're under covers.
Oh, yeah. And I have the fan on
Yeah.
overhead.
Okay. I think we're at 67 degrees, but that's a lot cooler. Most people are actually at 72. The average is closer to 72.
Okay, interesting. I thought 68 was pretty cold.
Research says that 65 degrees um, is
65. Okay.
next.
Stephen Harbers has it on 60 down at his end of the house. I walk down there and I'm like, is it Antarctica down here? What is this? He's got it so cold down there. But anyway,
I love it. I love it. Next, remove lights from your bedroom. How many lights, like at night, what lights are shining in your bedroom?
we have everything blocked off now, so there's no lights shining in the bedroom.
You know, when I was growing up, we had that alarm clock, that digital alarm clock with the burning red
Oh,
numbers.
stupid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we don't have that anymore. We don't have a clock. We use our phones and our watches. Actually, we both get woken up by our watches that buzz us up, so that we're not that screeching, like scare you out of bed situation.
Yes.
It's just a gentle, hey, time to get up now.
Mm-hmm. So is the buzzing, it's like a gentle buzzing, or
Yeah,
it's not like a,
you know,
you know,
it's a gentle buzz.
electrocution chair buzz or
No,
something?
no, it is very gentle.
Okay. Well,
It's
that's
very
good.
much, hey, time to get up now, as opposed to get
Hmm.
up.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll
that's
talk about
nice.
one
Okay.
more, and then we'll cover the rest in our next session. But after we remove the lights from our bedroom, or along with removing lights with our bedroom, we install blackout shades. Do you have blackout?
Oh, no.
No, of course you live out in the middle of nowhere. Do you have light that comes in through your window?
I mean, some of our neighbors have floodlights out on their property just to keep critters away, because it keeps like coyotes and things from coming up close to the house. We turn off everything at night
Okay.
around the house. But I do have one neighbor who has a floodlight that we had to block coming in the bedroom, the back side of the bedroom.
Oh,
But we've got it blocked off.
okay. Well, yeah, blackout shades work great. When our kids were babies, that was when we first became accustomed to having blackout shades in our house. Now they're in all of our rooms.
Hmm, nice.
Yeah, they work really well. Work really well. We just want the room to
Hmm.
be dark as possible.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's good. Well, tonight I'm definitely going to try the sit in a deep squat for 5 minutes
Okay,
before bed.
love it, love it. So just to go over, we'll go over, see which ones we talked about. So we're going to set a reminder to start our bedtime routine. We're going to create a bedtime routine. I like starting with brushing our teeth, then washing my face, then laying out my clothes, and then sitting in a deep squat. After sitting up in the deep squat or while sitting in the deep squat, I can journal my gratitude. I'm going to take that same book and pen. I'm going to leave it by my bed to scribble down any notes that I might get in the middle of the night. I'm going to perform a mind body scan, tighten my feet, relax, tighten my feet, relax, and work my way up my body. I'm going to think of something trivial. I'm going to think of golf. You're going to think of cow training goose. Uh, and we're
That's
going to use
right.
the sound machine to block out external noises. We're going to set our bedtime or our bedroom temperature to 65 degrees. We're going to remove all of our lights from our bedroom. And then finally, we're going to install blackout shades. Sound good?
Oh, what? That sounds great. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Fancy. And we will talk more next week about what else we can do to improve our sleep.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you. See you
Thank
later.
you. All right.
You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.